Greetings, YouTubers. Well, you saw the thumbnail there. That's right. A 2006 GMC Envoy, something I've been looking around for a while. Not sure about this. Took it for a ride when I was at the dealer. Gave me a good deal on it after I said, okay, I'll take it. And here's what we got. Yeah, she looks pretty good. Body's in good shape. Even got the front end here looking pretty good. No damage. Hasn't been hit or anything. Got the round fog lights, which I really like on a lot of these. I hate those fog lights that look half square. They're kind of angled. Actually, they call them running lights, but I call them fog lights or whatever. So, but looks good. The front end here, the profile looks really, really good. Now, as I was looking at this, I was scratching my head thinking, well, I don't know. I could probably just go on Facebook Marketplace and get something. But a lot of the stuff was out of state, and locally it's kind of hard to find good stuff. But one thing I noticed right off the bat on this is the body on it. No dents. She's pretty straight. Does not have any rocker panel rust, which is great, or nothing going on under there so far. But we do have a little rust on the frame, surface rust on this side, and a small hole on this side. And that was one of the reasons they were not going to really sell it. They were just going to send it back to auction. And I thought, well, it's probably pretty bad. But once I got it out and looked at it and determined, well, it's not that big of a deal for me. Tire's not so good. It does have really nice rims yet. They're not all beat up, scuffed up. Brakes seem to work. I did drive it when I had the dealer plate on it. And I haven't been driving it since I got it home last night. I can't drive it until I get it legal again. But it does have the old running boards. I'll probably take those off and probably put a 2-inch lift kit on it. As we go around to the back here, you can see looks pretty good. Pretty solid. No damage back here. Not sure what these are. I don't know if these are, I guess these are reverse lights. Kind of cool. If you had some Trailblazers, these frames can get pretty bad, but this side looks pretty good. Don't see too much going on here. Tires could be better on the back. And I don't know if these are mates or not. These are Goodyear Wranglers. Let's go up to the front and see what this is. This is a Goodyear Wrangler, so they probably just rotated them, but the front of the tires are really good. But you got a tire problem when you got this many weights on one side of the rim. Now, when I was driving it, I could hear one of the tires making some noise, so I think this one here is probably bad. But other than that, you got some paint blemishes right here. So I think I'll probably get some matching paint at one of the parts stores. They got a computer now. They can match the paint up pretty good. Spray paint, maybe just patch some of these areas up here. The hood's in pretty good shape. Got some, some clear coat peeling here and there. The lights all work, which is great. And we got this kind of a fake chrome, and it hasn't really bubbled up or peeled up where it'll slice you open or anything. So it's in pretty good shape. We got this nice looking GMC badge on the front. So there is that. Now let's go inside and see what we got. We're just going to shoot this video until it starts raining. As we open it up, it looks pretty good. A lot of times if you get out and look around, you can find some pretty good deals on cars and trucks if you want to put a little money into them and make them your own. But you can see here we do have some mold or grease or whatever. I haven't done anything to it since I've gotten it, like I said. One thing I found interesting is this is all together. A lot of Trailblazers and Envoys, people getting in and out, they just completely destroy this. They break this. It's actually in one piece and it's in good shape, which is pretty happy for me, I guess. I don't have to worry about that. And the seats, they're a little dirty, but probably looks a lot worse on camera. Not a big deal. I've had some seats where the seats are the same color as the interior, and it's just a mess. But this interior, I don't mind. Just when the seats are that color and the rest of the vehicle is pretty dark, you can usually clean these seats up and everything else will look pretty good. And it is an automatic 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, or what we want to call it. Right here, got the little switch. There's the center console. Put some CDs in there if you want. That seems to work pretty good. And we also, not that I really care, we got a sunroof, and I left it open last night. I should have probably closed it a little bit better. I'll close it here in a little bit. And here we got the OnStar system and all that. And, I'm not going to really worry too much about that. It's got the temperature and your direction. You're going down the highway. And here we got the regular package for the gauges, your oil temperature, fuel, and all that. So it does have 210,000 miles. The only thing I found wrong with was, and even the dealer didn't even know. I took it down the road and I thought it was a little loud, and I looked up underneath of it. And you know, those converters, yeah, well, this one got jacked when it was sitting as a storage yard before auction, so they cut it off, so they just put a straight piece of pipe down there. So I can get another one for about $120 and put back on it. We'll be good to go. Other than that, I couldn't find too much else wrong underneath. So we'll grab the key here. Now the key, they did switch out the ignition switch for some reason. We have the key here for the ignition switch, and we have a separate key to get into the door. So I'm not sure what was ever going on there, but I'm not too worried about that. I've had older cars that you've had to have 2 keys to get in and out. One thing I like about the inside of the Envoys is this here. You got these vents. Trailblazer just has these little square vents here, and sometimes you can't get a lot of air coming out of them. But these here are very movable, and they give the vehicle a nice little futuristic look, especially in 2006. All the power mirrors work, and all the doors and all that. So we've got speakers. Got one speaker out in the back behind the driver's seat. It's out, but other than that, we'll put the key in. We'll turn it on. Actually, I didn't want to start it. I just want to put the key in and turn it on, and we'll shut the door. All right. Turn some stuff off. Now there's a CD stuck in here. Last night I actually got it to play. Today I couldn't get it to play, but the AM FM radio works just fine. Once you get out of the band and everything, you just change it like that. So there's AM and there's FM, and it's got XM, which is pretty cool. I did not know what this antenna outside was for, and once I got here and started looking, looked at the radio, you know, got the old shark antenna there. Turns out that is for XM radio. So thinking about putting a touch screen in here, but I'll probably just leave it factory. It looks good. If I can get the CD out and get the radio out, maybe I can just fix that, and heck, we'll have a OEM factory system in it. I can get a GPS stick up here or somewhere if I'm traveling, if I need it, or any of that. Now the gear shift here, yeah, it's in pretty good shape. It's got this kind of a fake carbon fiber look to it, but you got your cup holders here, and other than that, you got a couple of cigarette lighter holders here. You got one there, cigarette lighters, or US ports for something like your phone or whatever. It's kind of early, so I'm trying to struggle here to talk. And I got the e-brake, and it works pretty good. And all that. So there's the gauges. I put gas in it last night. It was on empty. I put about $20 into it, and I think it gives me about maybe, I don't know, $10. It was $2.79, 80 a gallon. So it put it up to about a half a tank. All the gauges do work, which is interesting. So we got a check engine light on that. It's because the catalytic converter has been cut. All right, as we continue here, hey, let me know where you're watching from right now on this New Year's Eve. We'll go ahead and start it up, and all the gauges are working here, so sounds pretty good. You can kind of hear that rumbling out there from that piece down here where they pieced it in from the converter bin taken off of it. But there's the gauges, and everything seems to be working pretty good. Once I get the converter put back on it and hook up the O2 sensor, it'll idle a lot better on the startup. But once it warms up, man, it's nice and smooth. So it looks like we have 233,829 miles on it. And like I said, everything seems to work. Even the heater works. Usually on these Trailblazers and Envoys, fan number 3 and 4, so I'm trying to say, will quit working. But these all actually work, which is a nice surprise. And the venting system, air conditioning system, everything seems to work. Of course, we got the back wiper back here. It works also. Here's what we got for get the camera there to focus a little bit better. But here's what we got for the mirror. We got the temperature up here, passenger bag, and all this. But of course, this doesn't work.
The OnStar system is not active. To renew or purchase OnStar services, press the blue OnStar button now, or call 1-888-OnStar-1. OnStar ready.
Pretty cool back in the day. But, all right, you're off. But anyway, got the temperature and all that. So sunroof. Let's go ahead and see if we can shut this up a little bit.
Pardon?
There we go.
Please say verify or add.
There we go.
Welcome to OnStar's personal calling center.
I'll quit it. I'll stop it. There we go. Is it off? Okay, that's annoying. Should be off. Is it off?
Your OnStar call has ended.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye to you too. Anyway, pretty cool back in the day. So on the passenger side, we have a working mirror if she's really hot. And on this side, well, you're not, of course. It works too. So, you know, a lot of nice little features. Both our lights here work. I'm happy about that. We'll let it idle here a little bit. We'll go back outside. I want to make this video kind of long. I'm going to make this video a little long today because I have nothing better to do. And if you're an Envoy lover, maybe yours is just as nice on the inside and you're going to fix it up. A lot of guys put roof racks on them and put 2-inch lift kits on them and put a little bit bigger tires. And they look really good, especially in the front end profile. Let's go in the back here and see what the seats look like. And by the way, here's the doors, nice and clean. Whoever had it really did try to take care of it. It's being in southwestern Pennsylvania and Ohio. It was made in Ohio, by the way. I did see a door sticker here. This is where they actually made this, apparently. This is a 2006. We got another door sticker down here for tires and all that stuff. But it's in really good shape. I'm debating on taking the running boards off yet. I haven't decided. They might look better without them. Here's the back seat in good shape. Just a couple little stains here. Now, what's really cool about this, and all the vehicles I ever buy at the dealership, you know, in the used row section that needs work, or mechanical specials, and all that, the jacks are usually jacked. They're gone. But look at this, guys. We got a full jack system here. I was totally shocked when I saw this. Look at that. Yeah. The entire jack, and I don't know what this is over here. What is this? I'll have to go on the other side and check that out. Some kind of a box, but got all that, and which is kind of hard to find. You go to the junkyard and try to get these. They're already gone. People have snatched them up and they sell them on eBay and all that. I'm going to go to the other side and see what that is over there. And let's see if I can get this door open. Now this here hatch has a little bit of a problem. The bolt underneath it here, I don't know if you can see up under there, it's come loose, and this thing is kind of stuck a little bit. So I've fixed these in the past. There's the back of it. See if I can hold this up with my body a little bit. We got us a place in the back here. Look how clean this is. Totally shocked. We got all the floor mats. Well, probably not the driver's side. Let's see. Well, we got the driver's side and front side, and we're missing the original back one, which is not that big of a deal. And we got cubby holes back here we can deal with. We can put some stuff over here, and of course the camera just freaked out on me. All right, we'll shut that, and it locks pretty good. Does this work? Oh, it works. One of my Trailblazers, I couldn't even get this open. It was completely jammed shut, but yeah, it even stays up. How about that? Of course, you can put your things in here like that, and there's how it looks toward the front. Headliner's in great shape. So I think I got a pretty good deal once I, clean up the frame a little bit, change out some fluids. It'll be a pretty good deal. So this side here, you can hear that exhaust kind of rattling down there. Not sure what this is. What is this? Well, first, oh, there we go. Oh, it's a computer. Okay. All right, it's a computer housing, and that's about it. So, seats are in really good shape, which I was really happy about. It's nice and quiet on the inside. These cloth seats will absorb sound. I'm not really a big fan of leather seats, especially in the wintertime. You get in, they start to crack after a while. But if you like them, hey, knock yourself out. But I wasn't going to buy a Trailblazer or an Envoy with leather seats. I wanted cloth seats. So, and of course, we got my Stone Temple Pilots CD, which I wish I could get that in there. I'd listen to that. Some of you might know who Stone Temple Pilots was. And we got us a book with it. Actually, get a book here. So for about $1,500, you can still get some pretty good deals out there. Some of you may think that's a little expensive, but I think it was a pretty good deal considering the body and all that. It's in really good shape. We've got all kind of interesting little doodads in here. We've got the original book and all that. And we can control our vents here either way on either side. Now the passenger seat, it's manual. I don't think I've ever seen too many of these that actually have a power seat on the side. But overall, if you look at it, man, when you first walk up to it and get into it, the first thing you realize is how clean it is and how nice it still looks. Being this old, since this is almost 2023, and it's been a 2006 model. All right, there's a nice look at it. I'll tell you what, while it's idle, let's turn on all the lights and show you how nice it looks in the front. Rolling down the highway. I heard the idle slow down just a little bit. Turn on the lights and you can see just how nice that looks. I think I scored myself a good little deal here. All right, let's go ahead and raise the hood up. So we gotta go down here, just like on all the Trailblazers. Pop this, opens up really nice. And hopefully I can do this with the camera in one hand because these hoods are kind of heavy. All right, let's grab that. All right. There we go. There's the engine. Now look how smooth that is. Now I do have a jar of liquid we're going to stick on top of it. I'm going to show you how smooth it is. I have a friend up the holla, if you know what I mean, gave me a jar of this here to kind of experiment. No, I don't consume this stuff, so I wanted to kind of see if it'll sit there. There we go. You can see how smooth that engine runs. Look at that. Smooth. So yeah, we'll just get rid of this. So, you know, it's got a new battery. The battery on it was put on in 2008. 5-year battery, but batteries are cheap. So, you know, obviously this is the 5th year. But still seems like it's holding strong. I'll do a test on it later. All the lights work. Has a little surface rust. I put a little oil in here, some used oil, and this was actually pretty rusted, but you can see what that oil does. It gets in here and it starts knocking all the bad stuff off. Makes it look a little bit better already. And one thing I noticed, and I think I kind of realized, that people who had this before really tried to take care of it and probably washed the salt off on it as much as they could. Look at the exhaust shield here. Look how nice that is. Shiny. You don't see them that good of a shape hardly. Most of them are rotted off, falling off. This one's in really good shape, so happy about that. We'll look at the oil. I know that it's running, but oil seems to be pretty good. Transmission seems to be pretty good too. I'll do some fluid changes in it this spring, and this is kind of annoying to get out. You gotta flip this handle around and you can see the fluid. Looks pretty good, smells good, not burn or anything. That was my biggest fear, was rebuilding this transmission. I just rebuilt 2 of these and I didn't really want to have to go through that again. But yeah, the fluid's in pretty good shape. Now this does have Dex Cool, and it's full. It's full. You can see down in there, right where it should be. Air conditioning system works on it. Seems like it's pretty easy to work on. A lot of room here. Checked the fluid yesterday, and we got a nice shroud here. It's not all beat up, and very quiet running vehicle. I mean, I was shocked when I saw 237,000 miles or whatever. I figured the engine's got to make a little noise, but man, it's just like they rolled out the showroom floor almost. And you can see no moisture, no problems there. And you know your system's working when you take the cap off. The engine starts running a little funky. So you know the system is doing its thing. Vacuum system emissions. And you can see just a little bit of surface rust. Nothing serious. Now, I'm going to try to get you underneath the vehicle here. We're going to look at the frame real quick and show you what we got. But what do you guys think? Do you think I scored a good deal here? This is going to be my daily driver once I get it rolling here in a few weeks. All right, so far we've been talking about the car, going over it and pointing out some things I like and all that. One thing I do like, and I've made my own verdict on it, is the running boards. Well, they're coming off, and I've got it off, and it just looks so much better when you have the running boards off on these vehicles. My opinion. This looks a little bit better, and it gives you more ground clearance. You don't have to worry about scraping them, so they were easy to take off. 9 bolts. Now this particular running board, these are all just plastic, and here are the bolts. If you're wondering how they come off, pretty easy to get to. 6 of them, and I do believe this was a 13 or ½ inch. So this looks so much better than running boards off. So that is that. Now for the ugly. Yeah, you know, in life you got to work if you want something. So this will take just a little work, but still going to be well worth my time. Now in the Northeast and all these Trailblazers, the Envoys, the place that always goes bad first on these frames is right near the catalytic converter. What happens, that catalytic converter gets real hot, water gets on the frame, it's pretty close to it, and if the heat shield's missing, this is where the first place you will get a problem in the frame. And that's what we have over here. For me, it's not going to be a big deal to fix. I've fixed these before, put some plates in there, and we'll be good to go. And I'll show you real quick. All right, let's go under here and show you the not so good. And I know some of you are going to be going like, oh, hell no. Well, this is, got a hole there, but this is the size of my hand. That is not a big deal. That I can put a plate there. I've done a lot worse. And that is really the only side over here that's got a problem. On this side where the converter usually sits, this is how close it sits to the frame. And you can see the problems that we usually get. And like I said, look at the size of my hand. This is not a big deal for me to fix. I've fixed a lot of these in the past. If you had a converter here, you'll have to take it out of the way. But once I take this out, I can get right in here and get all this. And that's really the only part of the frame that is bad. And like I said, I fixed a lot worse. So if you want to do a little work, you'll have yourself a really nice SUV. Like I said, you can't get everything for free. You got to work a little bit in life. But if you're going to buy one of these, check this area first. Get in there with a light and look around and make sure this is not bad. And if it is, then you got to find somebody that can fix it, or maybe you can fix it yourself. But this is the first thing that will get you into trouble. So check that out first. But after saying all that, check out the rocker panels. I mean, it's really hard to find an SUV that does not have rot, like, you know, most of them do. This one here is just mainly just some light surface rust. Once I get the camera kind of set up here all the way back. So this rocker panel on both sides is really in good shape. I'll spray it a little bit more. Same thing with the other side. It's not in bad shape at all. It's in good shape. A lot of these, every Trailblazer I've had, they've all been rotted out where you can put your fingers through them. But this one here is really in good shape. So other than that, if you want to do a little work, look around. You can probably find you some pretty decent SUVs, especially if you want to get an Envoy like this. A 2006 at least. And just FYI, you can buy a lot of plates at the farm store. You can buy at hardware stores. Or actually, if you have some metal in around, at least an 1/8 inch thick, you can actually patch this up yourself. I'll clean this up, patch it, weld it in there, paint it, and you'll never even know it was even fixed. So my question is to you guys, would you go through all this trouble to have a nice SUV if it has just a couple of holes in the frame? Patch it up? Well, let me know in the comments section. All right, so all that is something I plan to do over time. It's going to be over a few weeks. I'm not going to be in a hurry. I want to do it right and make it look good. But once I do all that, I'm going to have a pretty nice little SUV for about $1,500. And I think if I put another $400 or $500 in it for about $2,000, it's going to be really nice. Now, these vehicles, if you can find one in pristine condition, they're still going for $4,000 and $5,000, even with 200,000 miles, which is insane. So just think about it. If you want to buy something new today, this size, you're going to be spending $30,000 or $40,000. So I think for $1,500 and a little elbow grease, if you have the know-how, this is sometimes the way to go if you want to save a lot of money. Would you do this? Let me know in the comment section. All right, guys. So I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this video up. I could talk another 10 minutes, but I think at this point, probably best that I should go ahead and end the video. But we'll listen to the engine run one more time. 230-some thousand miles. Everything seems to be there. Smooth as butter. And there's one last look at it. So guys, if you like this video, say hi and all that good stuff. And if you want to see some more updates on this, how I fix the frame and all that, give me a comment in the section below and all that. And until my next video, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.